Hello. This looks hilarious. Um, this is my MacBook FaceTime camera, so bear with me. But as you can see, I am downtown, the lovely riverfront here, and hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully the wind's not too loud, the music's not too loud. But let people run past. Um, yeah, it's been a beautiful day, and something that I'm very grateful for, just even in this time, is that even if I might not have everything, I might not be where I want to be, where I used to be. Like we go through a lot of phases in life where, sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down. And it's really important on the times that we're down to still appreciate where we are and know that as long as we're willing to commit to getting better, getting past and beyond where we're at, that we can still enjoy life, like wherever we are. So um, I think that's one of the most important things that I've learned, and even just through my own relationship with God and Jesus, and just learning the different things of life and just enjoying where I am in life. It has really helped put a perspective on who I am, because a lot of times in life we let society, we let culture, we let America, determine our value and our worth by what type of clothes we wear, what type of car we own, what type of place do we live in, and what type of friends we have. All these things, type of music we listen to, um, the things that we consider as valuable or important, when it's really not as important. uh, Dang, I knew. 1 second. Dang, you probably couldn't even hear me the whole entire time. Okay, anyway, I'm still going to go anyway. um Basically, all in all, what I'm saying is that God has been just showing me how to enjoy the simplicities of life and understanding where I'm at now, because we go through these roller coasters of ups and downs in life that keep us focused on where we're at in that moment and looking to where we're supposed to be, where we think we're not at. All these different things that we go through as human beings, where we don't just simply enjoy where we are and know that even if I'm not where I want to be right now, I am still alive. I do still have breath in my body. I am still doing my best. I am still trying. And only we know if we're really trying or not. So um, that was something that I knew was very important past a certain point, to not care so much about other people's opinions, not care so much about society's idea of whether you're, I guess, in what do they call that? Dang, I can't think of the word, but basically, whether or not you're an encouraging type of person, or whether you have a status or not, like, not caring about those types of things to the point to where you allow yourself to become someone that you're not to impress other people. Because there are people that they deem other people's opinions or what other people say or think as more valuable than their own idea or their own opinions about life. And that's kind of what America has made us do in regards to thinking about other people's perspective of what's important, or thinking about what other people say that holds weight to what we do or our decisions. So, it's something that being able to be okay with where you are and know that as long as you're doing what you can to get somewhere better and to go somewhere better, there's nothing that compares to that. So I just want to encourage anyone that might be going through anything, that may be feeling any type of way, any negative emotions, energy, people, knowing that protecting our peace is more than just isolating ourselves from people, but it's also challenging ourselves to be in situations and not forcing ourselves to be in like dangerous situations or something, but like forcing ourselves to be in a place of where normally this would trigger me, and normally this would make me feel like this, or normally this would make me retreat. But standing our ground, if you have social anxiety, if you have anxiety in general, facing that fear or facing that feeling and conquering it, to say that I don't give this power over me. I have more power than this thing that is trying to manipulate me or control me. And that's the beauty of understanding and knowing where we are and how beautiful it is, even if we don't have everything. So I I am one of the most witnesses of a witness when it comes to knowing what it feels like to not have everything. And I've been in situations where I've had, I didn't need to catch the bus. I didn't need to walk anywhere. I had a car, I had a place, I had this, I had that. I've been in situations where I didn't really need much. Now, I worked pretty hard, and at that point, you sacrifice more of your actual physical body energy and, your ability to be able to be present in certain places. But um, even then, it was still a feeling of wanting more peace, wanting more ability to relax and be at ease, even in the case of not having everything. So even now, just being able to embrace where I am and to know my purpose is great. And to know that God is with me through all things, that is what keeps me going. That is what encourages me to know that God is with me regardless. And as long as I understand and know that if I don't give up, God's not giving up on me. And that's for anybody who chooses to believe in God, who chooses to give him a chance, because we're all human beings. We all have a purpose if we want to embrace it. So to know that, is to be at peace, is to protect your peace, is to be peace to others, even when you're not able to be at peace within yourself, because it is a reciprocal thing. And um, hold on. And really making a stand on being the difference, being different than what people expect in a positive way, and showing that you know who you are, regardless of what people say, regardless of what people may think, regardless of what they may influence, because we live in an influential world that tries to influence us in every way, whether it's what we eat, what we wear, what we see, what we think. There's always something trying to influence us. So to be yourself, to know yourself, is to be strong and confident in who God made you to be, regardless of what others might think about it. So, let's see if I can get some better sunlight going on. Maybe, maybe not. So, with that being the case, I just want you guys to know that it's not impossible to get through this life. It's not impossible to have peace, to have joy, and not need things to cope, not need people, not need relationships to feel like everything's going to be okay, because at the end of the day, all we have is ourselves. As much as we would like to always have somebody, always have something, some substance, some mechanism of coping to get us through, it's like, who are we if we don't have those things? And that's one of the most important parts, that we have to know and get to know within ourselves who we really are, so that we're not letting anything have power over us. Because that's all it really is at the end of the day. Whether you're addicted to alcohol, sex, drugs, people, friendships, whatever the case may be, to bring you peace, you have to know how to be okay when you don't have those things, because there will be a point in time when you won't have those things. And that's what determines who you really are. And do you really know yourself? Do you really love yourself? So these days, more than ever, if you've ever had a grandmother that prayed, a mom, an uncle, an auntie, anybody in your family that prayed, that you knew, like when they prayed, they getting prayers through to Jesus. They getting prayers through to heaven when they pray, because things happen. It's now time more than ever to be that person for yourself, because living in a world where there are stranger things happening every day, living in that kind of world, you have to know who you belong to. You don't want to be finessed and influenced by an outer, what do they call it, an unidentified being, whatever they call aliens, whatever. You don't want to be influenced by another energy source or entity that you don't even know, that claims to want to give you things, give you powers and abilities, and seemingly you don't have to do anything for it, like, witchcraft or crystals or chakras openings, all those things that try to promise you healing and all this stuff with no type of commitment. It's just do what you want. And we already know who founded that. So the law of do without will was never intended for somebody that you love, because you don't tell your kids do whatever you want. I don't care if you really love them. You tell them, hey, don't do this, don't run out in the street, don't touch the stove, don't do this. You tell them a lot of things to not do to protect them. So that's one thing that we have to start to be able to recognize within ourselves and see in this world, that we have to make a stand for something or we will fall for any and everything. And the funniest part is that people think that it's just religious, or it's just, like, well, that's just that God stuff or Jesus stuff. But in reality, how many things on this planet do people give their allegiance to that are spiritual beings that they have no idea where they came from or what they really want, what they really mean, who they really believe in, what they're intended for, all those things. And they give their time, their effort, their worship, which is just basically believing in something to affect your spiritual and physical realm more than you believe in God. So that's all worship really is at the end of the day. You can worship a song because you go to that song because it makes you feel good, and you believe in that song more than you believe in the God of all creation. And um, believing in these things that don't bring us true peace, don't bring us true hope, don't give us a source of who our identity really is. It's just up, slap stamp on you, do whatever you want. Doesn't even matter. It's like that's not real love. It's not a real relationship. Like, imagine being in a relationship with a person that's like, well, I don't care what you do. You can cheat, you can mess around, whatever. I mean, I don't really care. Just do whatever you want. Like, that's not real love. It's not a real relationship. So now more than ever, having a relationship with God is one of the most important things, because we have to know within ourselves that we have a God who created us, who loves us, who wants a personal relationship with us, not just do whatever you want, but hey, be careful. Don't do this because this could happen. And if there are spiritual things that happen in this world that we cannot control or we cannot account for, but we want to use it to our advantage, it's selfish. So to understand that aspect of it and trust and know that God is with us and He loves us and He just wants to partner with us in our lives so that we can have a blessed future, so that we can have a prosperous life, so that we can have hope and not disaster, because that's what He said and that's what He's proven. And we have to understand that there are other entities out here. There are other things out here, energy source, whatever you want to call it. There's other things out here that don't mean any good. So if we can believe in, positive manifestation and all those things, if we can believe in that, then we have to know that there are also negative things out here too that don't want us to feel positive, doesn't want us to be happy or to encourage other people or whatever the case may be positively. So knowing that, it makes it easier to understand there is a choice. We can either choose to try, doesn't mean we're going to be perfect, but we can either choose to try to be better or we can choose to be a part of the problem. So don't let society, people, especially nowadays, people's opinions, people's projections, don't let them influence you to try to be something that you're not, or to try to be something that you think that they will want you to be, because at the end of the day, only you can be you. And know within yourself the things that you have to change, because we do all have something to work on within ourselves to be better, but it's up to us to be willing to make that choice to get and be better. So yeah, and no matter where you're at right now, whether you're up, whether you're down, whether you're in between, somewhere in the middle, just know that you are loved, you are beautiful, you were created with a purpose. And if you want to know that purpose, if you want to live a life that feels fulfilling, it doesn't feel meaningless, God has the answer for you if you want it for yourself. So that's something that everyone has to, you know, do within their own way, their own time. We're all at different places in our journey, so we can't look at somebody else's journey and say, well, that's them, or that's where they're at, or I'll never get there, or I'll never be like that, because we don't know. You know, at the end of the day, we don't know what our life entails truly. Even if we could look into a crystal ball, like that stuff is not promised either, because life changes all the time. Um, so, yeah, just know where you're at, love yourself through where you're at, regardless, to get to the best version of you, because there's going to be a time where you look back and say, man, I missed that time, or I wish I would have done this differently with that time. And you don't want to regret more than you respect and acknowledge and appreciate, you know. So um, that's life. Just take it one day at a time and know that no matter what, you can get through. You're going to get through as long as you don't give up. And yeah, that's it on that. So thank you, and hope you guys have a beautiful day. Just enjoy life, regardless, but the right way. You know what I mean? Like try to enjoy it the right way, because it is actually fun. Um, so yeah. All right, have a good one.